to myself, no audio sound, and I'm going to start everything all over again. Sorry about that. And I'm going to cut this at 10 minutes and 40 seconds. So let's begin the program all over again. And thank you, Rhonda, for sending me that note. I want to say greetings to each and every one of you. Kidiobi Owado is my name. Today's date is Thursday, the 31st of July, 2025 in the Western calendar, 6265 on the last day of the Kemetic calendar year, 6265. And we are live and direct. Here's what we have on the table for today's program. And let me just turn this one off. Here's what we have on the program for today's show on LIV Radio, LIV TV, and on Living in Black. The theme is Global Trends 2040, the future as we intend it to be. Thursdays on LIVradio.com. It's Tech and Future Talk. For today's topic, every 4 years, the National Intelligence Council releases this landmark report looking out 20 years into the future. This is their latest report, and here is the future as they predict it to evolve. Does this measure up to the world that we insist it to become for the benefit of our children? That is the question on the table, a very serious question on the table that we do need to answer. And thank you, Rhonda. You saved my life today. And I am blessed, absolutely blessed to have you in my corner. As always, I can't say enough about what you mean to me, beloved. And I wish you were in Las Vegas this weekend. I will be having my Las Vegas Vegan First Saturday Vegan Fest with Chef Keedy. We're going to have an incredible menu. I gave it out a little bit earlier, but it's on my Facebook page in case you want to go there and check out and see what we are going to be eating. There's a total of, I think there's about 34 menu items on there, and it is going to be awesome. The National Intelligence Council's Global Trends 2040, a more contested world, is a comprehensive report that outlines key trends and uncertainties shaping the global landscapes through 2040. The report highlights 4 structural forces, 4 of them: demographics, environment, economics, and technology. These 4 trends will significantly influence the future. It also represents 5 potential scenarios for the world in 2040, each reflecting different combinations of these forces and emerging dynamics. Key points in the report, Global Trends 2040, a more contested world, include the following. Demographics, point 1. By 2040, 1.4 billion people will be added to the global population, mostly in Africa and South Asia. This will lead to increased migration pressures and changes in global power dynamics. Point 2, environment. A hotter world will increase water, food, and health insecurity, with environmental changes posing significant risks to human life and national security. And unfortunately, since this report was completed in 2021, we are witnessing the loss of a massive amount of human life due to environmental catastrophes. It's happening again and again, and it's only going to continue to get worse. Point 3, economics. Increased government debt, private debt, and concentrated economic power, the concentration of wealth and income, will exacerbate problems for the poor and middle class, leading to greater economic inequality. Technology. The emergence of new technologies could both solve and cause problems for human life, with rapid technological developments transforming the global economy and raising ethical, societal, and security questions. The report also discusses 5 potential scenarios for the world in 2040. Now, this is interpretive. It's not objective. It's more interpretive. Possible scenarios, they said. Number 1 of the 5 possible scenarios would be, quote, a renaissance of democracies, a resurgence of open democracies led by the United States and its allies, with rapid technological advancements improving the quality of life. That is the rosy scenario, rose-colored glasses. With Donald Trump now has been re-elected president, you can throw all of that right into all of it right into the trash can. Number 2, a world adrift. The international system is directionless, chaotic, and volatile, with major powers ignoring international rules and institutions. I would venture to say that that's probably the more likely scenario. I'm going to copy, cut, and paste that scenario for our listening audience. I say this is probably the more likely scenario. And you tell me what you think about that. A world adrift. I wish I was there for the feast as well, says Rhonda. Thank you. We would love to have you here. And maybe we'll do it twice next time. So, a world adrift. Next scenario. Scenario number 3. Competitive coexistence. The United States and China prioritize economic growth and restore a robust trading relationship. But this economic interdependence exists alongside competition over political influence and technological dominance. I would say coexistence, it looks like it is being cast aside. 2 caveats. Well, when this report was first completed, Russia and Ukraine were not yet at war. Now we're looking at wars involving much more than just Russia and Ukraine. We're looking at BRICS lining up on one side is now the majority of the world's population. And we're looking at the counteracting of BRICS by NATO. We're looking at wars involving Israel and all of its neighbors. And we're looking at United States joining Israel and assaulting and attacking Iran. And we're looking at Iran now pulling back, regaining its strength, consolidating its strength to the next level. It's not going to be pretty. So this competitive coexistence between U.S. and China, U.S. is stressing it. We see that, no doubt. U.S. is stressing that relationship. But China is not stressing. They're not getting freaked out. Because quite simply, at this point in time, the Chinese say, we are intellectually superior to you, the United States. Now we're just going to catch up with you materially. And you know something? China is very rapidly doing that. Next point number 3, separate silos scenario. The world is fragmented into several economic and security blocks, focusing on self-sufficiency and mutual defense. I think that's a very, very strong likelihood of continuing. It has emerged that way since this report released in 2021. And the last one, tragedy and mobilization. A global coalition addresses climate change, resource depletion, and poverty following a global food catastrophe. Tragedy and mobilization. Wow. A global food catastrophe. Are you prepared to deal with that? We need to figure it out. The report emphasizes the importance of addressing these challenges through international cooperation and innovation, highlighting the need for a profound political and technological breakthrough to navigate a more contested world of 2040. So we're going to give a few more detailed overviews from this extensive report. It's called Global Trends 2040 A More Contested World, published in March 2021 by the U.S. National Intelligence Council, NIC. It provides a strategic framework for policymakers to understand key global forces and uncertainties shaping the world through 2040. It is not a prediction, but an assessment designed to prepare for multiple possible futures. And that's key. This is not prediction. This is presenting us with multiple possible futures. It is key that you who are listening to me, as you are listening to me, you have influence on this. This is not written in concrete. You have influence on this, and you and I will change all of this. We will. I aim to, and I know you aim to as well. Point number 2, structural forces. The report identifies 4 foundational structural forces expected to shape the global environment. These are, again, demographics, environment, economics, technology. These forces are analyzed for their long-term effects, long-term impacts such as population growth concentrated in Africa and South Asia, aging populations in developed nations, increasing economic inequality, climate change, and intensifying food, water, and health insecurity, and rapid technology advancements creating both opportunities and disruptions. And we can see the major disruption that has taken place since the report was released in March 2021 has been AI, no doubt, technological disruption. AI is disrupting everything, and AI has also opened up the door to all of the new scam artists. Don't think that the nature of humankind, of mankind, has changed so dramatically in 3 or 4 years. No, the scam artists are going to just shift. Now they're shifting to AI. Emerging dynamics. The interaction of structural forces influences the dynamics at societal, state, and international levels. Societies are becoming more disillusioned, informed, and divided, with rising distrust in institutions and increasing polarization due to siloed information. States face internal tensions and governance challenges as public demands outpace government capabilities. The public demanded the Jeffrey Epstein files be released. The government said it would, and then got in power and is trying now to distract and do anything it can to not release the Epstein files, which of course likely do contain damning information about Donald Trump and other government officials. So states face internal tensions and governance challenges as public demands outpace government capabilities. The international system is becoming more contested, fragmented, and conflict prone, with declining cooperation and rising geopolitical competition. Boy, and it's becoming very bloody. For the world to be witnessing the genocide, I said, that's happening in Palestine today, for the world to be sitting back and just basically observing it. There have been numerous attempts to intervene, and there are numerous attempts to intervene. The problem is that the Israelis kill those people as well. Key themes. Okay, bear with me. Okay, key theme. 5 overarching themes frame the report. Increasing global challenges, example given, climate change, pandemics, financial instability. Fragmented international responses despite global connectivity. Systemic disequilibrium between challenges and institutional capacity. Growing contestation in international relations and the existing need, the existential need for adaptation. 5 overarching themes. Now, here are possible scenarios for 2040. The report outlines 5 plausible scenarios to illustrate potential futures. Number 1, the renaissance of democracies. Wouldn't that be lovely? Wouldn't that be nice? It would be. It would be in the best self-interest of the people to host the renaissance of democracies. I'm pessimistic, but I would love to be proven wrong. A resurgence of democratic governance led by the United States and allies, driven by technological innovation and public-private partnerships involving global living standards. I am working in the background. I'm doing my part to be a part of the renaissance of democracies. Although I am pessimistic about what others are doing, we're going to see what we can do if it can outlast them. Number 2, a world adrift, a chaotic and directionless international system where major powers ignore rules and institutions, leading to instability and weak collective action. And I would say we are witnessing that, no doubt, in Palestine, as well as in Ukraine, as well as in South Sudan, as well as in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and numerous other places where conflict is ongoing and escalating. There is a conflict right now between Thailand and Cambodia. Why? Why? What do those 2 countries have in conflict with each other? I don't know. I don't know. Competitive coexistence, the third of these scenarios. A bipolar world where the US and China manage rivalry through limited cooperation in specific areas while competing economically and technologically. And the technological competition has unfortunately produced a new arms race, and this new arms race is pretty doggone deadly. They're introducing 6th generation fighter planes, new delivery systems, hypersonic missiles, rail guns, all kind of technologies, helicopters, combat helicopters. It's terrible to invest so much money in arms development. It is terrible. Competitive coexistence. Separated silos, the 4th scenario. Fragmentation intensifies as nations and regions retreat into self-focused blocks, prioritizing domestic stability over global engagement. So fragmentation, that means I'm out for mine, you be out for yours. The problem is that within this fragmented United States, we are further fragmenting into the rich versus the poor. Your ethnicity is now your identity. There's no longer, they're downplaying the national identity of the fabric, the tapestry that makes up America. And now it's fragmented into I am my own ethnicity, etc. The rich versus the poor, the young versus the old. Is so many fragments, so many. Tragedy and mobilization. The 5th scenario. A major global crisis. Example given, climate disaster or pandemic, triggers widespread suffering, but ultimately unites nations in a coordinated response, leading to renewed cooperation. And we've heard about the games that they play, the pandemic simulations. And we take those very seriously around here. The impact of COVID-19, the pandemic, is highlighted as a key accelerant of existing trends, exacerbating economic inequality, undermining trust in institutions, and exposing global fragility, contributing to a more bleak and uncertain outlook compared to previous editions of this report. Yeah, at this particular point, COVID-19 was just really becoming established. March 2021, COVID now has been with us. When this report is released, COVID had been with us for 1 year. And they are absolutely right. COVID-19 upset everything. Everything. And now we're getting evidence, we're realizing it was all unnecessary. Technology and security. Rapid advancements in areas like artificial intelligence, robotics, and biotechnology will transform human capabilities and warfare, raising ethical and security concerns. Competition for technological dominance, particularly between the US and China, will be a major driver of the geopolitical tension. And unfortunately, that technological dominance is dragging in other countries, Israel, Iran, Soviet Union, or not Soviet Union, Russia. And other countries. Environmental challenges. Climate change is a central stressor, increasing risks to human security, driving migration, and having destabilizing economic and political effects, with disproportionate impacts on vulnerable regions. Last section says purpose and audience. This report is intended to inform U.S. national security strategy at the start of each presidential administration. It reflects a National Intelligence Council's perspective, not official U.S. government policy, and is based on extensive research, global consultations, and analytic tradecraft. So that's the report we reported on today. Shabaka 14 is in the house. Greetings, Babakidi, LB family. I'm very happy to be black here, to learn from the best, to learn with the best, as I am learning along with you, Brother Shabaka. We have been covering the newest edition of the report called Global Trends 2040. And I do have the link to the report. Let me find this. It's up here on my desk. Where is you is, and it is over here. No, it's not. I have it. It's on my desktop. Let me find out where to get the report. Global Trends. We're almost there. Here we go. Global Trends 2040. And I have the report right here. And I'm going to download that report for you. I'll send you the link to the download. And I'm looking for National Intelligence Council report. And I'm looking for PDF. And that is what I found it here, right here, Global Trends 2040 PDF. I'm going to open up in a new tab. And then I'm going to share this link with you, a more inclusive world. Share the link. And on that note, I think I have done my job for today. The report is 156 pages long. The report goes into much, much more detail. We're going to pick this up again next week, because this report is very, very important. It also indicates what Donald Trump and the governance of the United States is responding to, reacting to. There's probably a new report out now, and I was looking for it a little bit earlier, but I did not see it. So we're going to continue to look for it. I'm also going to let you know, if anybody is in town this weekend, would love to see you at our first Saturday Living Superfood Family feast. We are going to have a great feast. The report, I just put it up there, Global Trends 2040, a more contested world. I'm going to push it up here as well. One more place I'm going to push it is up on our StreamYard page, or not on the StreamYard, on the YouTube page. I see you in the house. Brother William, he says, good morning, Brother Keaty. I see much of this unfolding already. You're absolutely right. Please do pay attention. I put up the report for you, Brother William, and I do hope that you and everyone else who's listening today, everyone else who we do take very seriously, I hope you do read it as much as you possibly can. I'm going to see if I can get through all 156 pages of this extensive report. America has become a de facto asset. Donald Trump is merely its manager. You're making a good point. America is an asset owned by whom? Owned by the big corporations, the ultra wealthy people who do not have their names mentioned in the press when they're talking about wealth. Oprah Winfrey ain't got nothing on the Rothschild family, but we don't know who the Rothschild family is. The Warburgs, the Rockefeller, we know their name, but there's a whole lot. We need to know much more. And of course, we know about Vanguard, BlackRock, and these other major corporations who own shares in everything. But we do want to get a little closer to knowing who wields the real power and do what we can do, if there is anything that we can do to undermine that power dynamic. I'm going to say greetings to each and every one of you. And I'm going to sign off right now. You've been tuned into your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV, livinginblack.com. This is our final broadcast for 6265. Tomorrow, we will commemorate, and it's not exactly, but we begin our commemoration of the new Kemetic year on the solar return. Or not on the solar return, no. It is on the change from July to August. Now, it's really based upon the return of the dog star, Sothis, the heliacal rising of the dog star Sothis. But we have simplified it. And we're going to share that with you. So tomorrow, we will be celebrating the calendar change to the year 6226. And on that note, I think we've got it all done. I want to thank you, Rhonda. Yesterday, I appealed to our listening audience to give us a little bit of support. I needed a couple of donations to come in. It would push us to the next limit. And so that would allow us to cash out the Rumble listening. It's not a lot of money. It's very little money if you think about it. But it is a critical time when even a little bit goes a long, long way. I'm going to have to intensify our fundraising here very shortly. I'm going to work on that. Maybe I'll start working on that tomorrow with the new calendar month. We'll just do August as a fundraiser. But we're going to have to get serious, because I haven't been to Africa since 2022, and I am way overdue. Last time we went to Africa, we were on a mission. We did serve the Green Gate Academy in Nyali, in Yali city in Kenya. And we're very proud of what we did there, but this time we're going to go even bigger. We have to. We have to go bigger. And I am also going to be preparing to relocate to the African mother continent. Thank you all for tuning in today. You've been tuned into your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV. We are livinginblack.com. Tell your friends to tell their friends that we have our own now. And we're very proud of who we are, of what we do. We're very, very proud of each and every one of you who do your thing with us on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and on livinginblack.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you. Talk to you tomorrow for our free LIB Radio Family Reunion, or not the LIB Radio, it's the Living Superfood Family Reunion. You should join us. If you haven't heard about it already, contact me. I'm easy to find, and I'll send you an invitation to join our LIB Living Superfood Family Reunion. And the last point I want to make, and I didn't make this earlier, I got to make this point right now, is that recently I unfortunately lost one of my clients. He was a very recent client, and he came to me when the doctors had already sent him home to die, giving him only morphine. And morphine, we know, is for people in such pain to ease their pain until they die. I got the note yesterday that Keith had died of cancer. Please, everybody, live. 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 You got to have an attitude. Live. Drink your water. Maintain your weight, your exercise. You got to do everything you can. Live, live, live. To Keith, who went on into the realm of the ancestors, may your heart be judged as light as a feather on the scales of my eye. May your journey through the underworld into the hall of the great ancestors be sweet and swift. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and on livinginblack.com. Peace, y'all.